We're at Belfast High School visiting with their head wrestling coach, Bill Abel. And Bill, the team just got back from the state competition.
Yeah, we went down the week before that. We go to regions. We punched 7 guys through. This is the first year, as everybody's heard, for the girls. So she was automatically qualified. So we took 8 down. It started off Riley Dighton drew the #1 kid in the state. Was kind of getting beat on a little bit, and kid was sloppy with his legs, and Riley cut through and had him on his back. From my perspective, he might have been pinned, but they did have 2 officials on it. They didn't call the pin, but he was there for a while. So that was nice because I believe that was my first 7th grader that I've taken to state that actually scored offensive points. So I was hoping that was the way that the day was going to go. Maybe the tone was set, but we had rough draws across the board. And honestly, I think that, like I said, that first round was so rough on us, it kind of took us out mentally of the rest of the tournament. Then Haley Rodriguez, she's had a shoulder injury that has been getting worse. A lot of practices, she's just on the bike and running. I wasn't giving her any contact because shoulder was pretty torched. And she shows up and she wrestled hard. It was really bothering her after that first match, so we defaulted it, did some work on it that night, got her through. The next day she got a win in, ends up getting in for 3rd and 4th, and I had a good match going. We're down, I believe we're down by 1. She runs a butcher, and she's got her turning her, and then decides to put the leg scissors on her head and get a penalty point instead of the back point. So instead of winning the match, we lost by 2. But it was a great fight, and she wrestled well. Now we're kind of hoping to maybe get her surgery scheduled up for that shoulder and get her healthy for next year.
Congratulations to her for placing at state.
Yeah, it was nice having that. That first year, I wish they would have announced weight classes earlier because she was the lightest girl in her weight class by I don't know how many pounds. I know it was at least 5 pounds. I think one match she gave up over 12. So it is what it is. It's their first year, and I was kind of hot about it in the beginning, but I understand where they're coming from. So it was just kind of a bummer because if she's in that lower class, she probably could have competed for a title across the board. But next year, always next year.
All the coaches are expecting that girls' division to grow.
I think it's going to. I think a lot of girls held back, and they're kind of wanting to see what was going to happen. And now that they actually saw how it shook out, I know they're going to make some changes and a lot of talk on how many weight classes they're going to establish and stuff. And I hope they get that out. That information needs to be out to us before summer hits, so that way the girls know where they have to be. It's one part of wrestling that I do like. If they know ahead of time, it's a year-round commitment to weight management. You don't let yourself blow up out of control, and you keep care of yourself. If you have an objective and a goal, it works. It's the guys that kind of let themselves go, and then they got to try and crash it down. That makes it kind of rough for them. So we'll see. Again, we'll see what next year brings. So the other side of the coin with the guys, Thomas McCoy drew he placed for us last year, but he drew the #1 kid in the first match, and that kid put on a clinic all the way through, and he tech faulted his kid in the finals, so he just dominated all the way through, and I think that was kind of rough on him. Hunter Quenzer, my senior, 132, super happy that he got through, and to get there, I think he was kind of starstruck along with, Gunnar Geib. He's a sophomore, 170-pounder. Again, kind of starstruck when they get there, and makes for a kind of a rough tournament for him. So, Cade Bickerdike at 182. His first match was kind of rough, and I think that's what set the tone for him, because his second match, he just didn't wrestle the way we've been working to get him to, and it was disheartening to see that one go down the way it did. And then at 220, Brooks Cluton, his first time out, he battled as hard as he could, and it was just that one there. He was just outclassed, I guess. Aiken Crowley wrestled super well, I thought. His last match, he was into it. We're down. I think we lost by a point. He battled right to the end, and little more attacking. We might have drawn a stall call. 'Cause the kid had been called before, but we just kind of didn't really know what to do in that situation. So, it's sad when the kids, like I said, if it's a learning experience at the state meet, it's kind of hard to. Sometimes it's hard to swallow as a coach, but they, like I said, they battled well, and just hoping next year we can go back and get back up on the podium.
Yeah, for those kids coming back next year, sometimes falling a little short of your goals gives them some motivation for the next year.
Gets a little fuel for the fire. We'll see. I know Thomas has been dealing with a bum shoulder for a while. We didn't wrestle him for a good portion of the season. I know he's going to get that checked out, and we'll see how that turns out. And if he needs the little surgery on it, then same thing. Get him fit, get him healthy, and let's turn the corner and get rid of this little short-term memory from this year and come back next year.
Are some of these wrestling kids going to be out for track and field? You are by the way, Bill's the head track and field coach here with Belfast High School also.
Yeah. I asked the kids, all of them, if they'd come out because it's good to keep their mind occupied. And track record-wise, the ones who do come out generally do improve. I know a lot of people argue and they'll say that there's nothing. Track has nothing to do with wrestling, but it's not. It's just being committed to something else instead of letting yourself go. Because there's the negatives of the hallways that can pull you down, and staying committed to a sport just helps you. Helps foot speed, central nervous system stuff. It helps all the way around. Most of them are 3-sport athletes, so a lot of them do come out. So
Yeah, I think a lot of coaches recommend their athletes be multi-sport.
Yes, definitely. It you're year-round on one sport. There's fatigue sets in. You just need that change of gears. You need to hear somebody else bark at you, and like I said, perform in a different light. So.
When does track and field get underway here in Belfast?
Oh, our first one here is in about 23 minutes, I guess. So.
First meeting?
No, first. Yeah, it's our first practice. Actually, I take that back. Our Coach Slice and I took our wrestling coach's mental health day yesterday. Britt Clarkson, she's our new middle distance coach. She started last night. Had a pretty good showing. We got a lot of kids that are not in a winter sport right now, so we should have quite a few kids showing up tonight and see how it goes. Time to get rolling.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Bill Abel, always appreciate taking time to visit with you.
You bet. Thanks for coming up, guys. I always appreciate it.